Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. Welcome to this second video in the series that I'm doing on education, which is an attempt to structure and organize my own thoughts around education that I have been having since a long time now, especially since I started a school in Bangalore called Il Montessori about 5 years ago along with a few friends. In my last video, I had talked about the problems of education, wherein I discussed two fundamental issues with the education system today. One, that of direction or aims, that is, what exactly are we trying to teach our children? And the second was the problem of implementation, that is, how do we actually go about achieving those aims? That is, how do we actually transfer knowledge to the students? These two problems were discussed in that video, and if you have not seen that video, then I would recommend that you do so now before proceeding further. In this video, I wish to talk about what the aims of the education system should be. In particular, I will discuss the aims of the school system. Fundamentally, education is about giving a child or a student of knowledge, information about the world around him, information about himself. One is a very internal question. Who am I? Why am I here? What is this world all about? How do I survive in this world? And the second part of that education is, how do I interact with my surroundings? I have people around me, and therefore I need to know how to interact with them. Two, I have animals. I have animals around me. And the third thing is all the other natural things that we see around ourselves. The rivers, the oceans, the trees, the environment around us. How do we interact with the environment around us? This is what education, I think, is fundamentally about. This is how I would like to structure this conversation. So as a child is growing up, what are the things that he sees around himself? He sees people, he sees roads, he sees buildings, he sees parks and vehicles, and he sees the sun, the moon, he sees the clouds, and he sees weather patterns. So how do you engage with this world? How do you engage with all these things that the world has? This is what fundamentally education is and should be about. This video is going to be longer than the previous videos, therefore I have decided to break this up into two parts. I will cover some of my thoughts in the first part, and some of them will spill over into the second part. Perhaps the first thing that you and I, or the child, will see is one's own self, the I. I need to know how to survive in this world. I need to know how to remain physically and mentally healthy for everything else to have any meaning. While earning a living is not a concern for young children, and it should not be, remaining healthy is. Since the children are growing up, they need the right diet and constant physical exercise so that they can grow to their full potential. And this can naturally happen. Children love sports and games, and these are extremely important for a child's development. So a balanced curriculum of education should definitely cater to this. In addition, it should also teach them about the changes they are going to encounter in themselves as they are growing up, and how to deal with those changes. And the first thing that you see after your own self are the people, your family, your parents, your siblings, your grandparents perhaps, neighbors, and other people. How do you interact with each of these set of people? How do you behave with your parents? How do you behave with your spouse? How do you behave with your neighbors? How do you talk to a stranger? Who can you trust? Should your behavior with each of these set of individuals be the same or different? Are you responsible for some people more than you are for others? What should the rules of social engagement be? And when you interact with people, the thing that you're going to most definitely encounter is differences of opinion. You're going to come across people who will have completely different set of opinions from yours. And that will agitate you, it will infuriate you. How do you deal with these differences of opinion? Should these differences of opinion alienate you from others? Should these make you hate the others? Or is there a way to engage with people despite the difference of opinion that you have with them? And this is an important part of education. I also know that I have a certain nature. I get angry sometimes. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Should I control my anger or should I act upon it? How should I control my anger? Why do I get angry? I also feel hungry. What should I eat? How should I eat? How much should I eat? I have other desires as well. How should I fulfill them? I have aging parents and other members of the society. Should I bother to take care of them or should they fend for themselves? Do I need to get married? What should my responsibilities towards my spouse be? What is the role of truth and honesty in human relations? Are these important? And what is the basis of these things that we call values? Clearly, this is a very important part of education which is often sidelined. Let's take the next set of things that you or the child will encounter in your life. What are the things that you see around yourself? You see roads, you see vehicles, you see parks and shopping malls and schools, etc. Should not the child know how to cross the road? How to take a bus to the school? If he finds himself alone in another part of the city, how should he get back home? Does he know where he lives? Does he know how to go to a grocery store and buy the stuff that he needs and pay for the goods and receive the change? Can he go to a bank, order a demand draft? Does he know how to do that? These are basic life skills and every child should have them. I also see animals around me. What about them? What should my relationship with them be? Do I need to care for them? Can I kill them? Can I kill them for food? Is it okay to cage them or cause them pain? What do you think? Is this something that should be taught or not? With this, we come to the end of part one. Today, we discussed what education should be all about, and that is teaching people or children about themselves, about the people and things around them, to allow them to live a life with happiness, health, contentment, and purpose. This includes survival skills and physical, emotional, and spiritual well being. This also includes teaching them the etiquettes of social engagement, interacting with family, friends, and neighbors, as well as knowing how to interact with other creatures in this world and nature itself. Here's a short preview of the next part. Why do clouds float? Why does the sun go around the earth? Or does it? How do you create a scientific mindset, a scientific temperament, one that is based on reason? Assume for a moment that you were sent to another planet, say Mars. After landing there, something happens and you lose your memory, you have amnesia. What are the questions that will come to your mind? What are the things that you will think about when you are there in that loneliness? If these thoughts resonate with you, do let me know through comments and by liking this video. And if you think someone else you know may find this interesting, please share with them. You may also subscribe to this channel to get notified when I upload the next video. Thank you and goodbye for now.